Good morning, Southern Maryland, and I'm aspiring meteorologist John Bordash with you right now to update your forecast. And we're looking at very chilly readings to start the morning off. Only 23 at Pax River, 22 on up the road in La Plata, 24 in DC, 14 back towards Winchester, and only 12 degrees back towards Frostburg. I think temperatures today should be warming on up into the middle to upper 30s, but I don't think anyone will get above that. Now, we're still monitoring the possibility of a coastal storm, and it is definitely looking likely. The question is if we'll see snowfall. So right now, it looks like the current storm track means that it's going to be coming from the Gulf Coast on up the eastern seaboard, and what that means for us right now, at least what I'm thinking, is that for the majority of us, we're going to be seeing rain. I think snow is possible back towards the Appalachian Mountains, even a wintry mix down towards Dallas this morning with snow on up towards portions of Oklahoma. Now, what are the models saying? I'll show you two different models. Now, here's what the GFS model is saying in terms of the timing. Now, this is starting us off right around tomorrow morning, right at 1 a.m. Looking at the possibility maybe some snow back towards West Virginia, back towards Petersburg. And what the GFS model does is that it shows a wintry mix on the onset of this. This would be Tuesday morning, right around the morning rush. I think for us, it'd be starting off as rain. I think the winter mix is possible back towards the west of Washington. I don't think we're going to have anything to worry about here in southern Maryland. Maybe a few flakes very early. Then we do transition over to mainly all rain. And then as we look at cooler air get drawn into the system on the backside of this, we start to look at snow we're going to be looking at snow to get wrapped up into the system. By the time all is said and done, by Wednesday night, the GFS model puts down a very slushy inch of accumulation here in southern Maryland, with the possibility of maybe more back towards the west. Now, what we're going to do is now we're going to take a look at what the NAM model is showing on the North America model. This also shows the possibility of a wintry mix on the onset, then quickly transitioning over to all rain. And then as the event continues, we're going to be looking at that transition over to snow. And the GFS model doesn't really put all that much snow in the region. And if we look at the snow depth with this one, again, doesn't really even put anything down here in southern Maryland. The majority of accumulation would be back towards the west of DC. And I definitely do agree with this model. So if I had to make a prediction on what I think is going to happen, here's my first guess. A few wet flakes here in southern Maryland. Again, I'm not expecting any accumulation. I think you have to head past I-95 to see any kind of stickage, but even then, I think it's going to be less than 1 inch. I think you have to head past the Blue Ridge Mountains, back towards Hagerstown, Winchester, Martinsburg, down towards Lorain, Harrisonburg, to find 1 to 3 inches of snow, and I think 3 to 6 back towards the western Maryland mountains. Regionally, I think you'll find even more once you head back towards areas near Pittsburgh, 6 to 12 inches with the possibility of lake effect snow. I think the bigger story with this, though, is going to be the rain. Nevertheless, we do have winter storm watches in effect for the areas in blue back towards western Maryland. And for your storm planner, again, I think we start off as an icy mix in the morning, mainly back towards the west, rain for us. Then we transition over to heavy rain Tuesday night, still looking at rain Wednesday morning, maybe light to moderate opposed to heavy, with the possibility of snow Wednesday. I still think 8 out of 10 will be your impact level, and that snow threat is still low. Again, I'm not expecting any accumulation. Here's your 7-day forecast. Today, 37. Tuesday, 48. Again, maybe an icy mix on the onset of this, 24 degrees, the low temperature tonight. And then 45 on Wednesday, possibility of snow at the end of the event. And then looking at 38 on Thursday. I'll continue to keep you updated, another updated forecast this afternoon. And I'll have my first call, post a first guess, so a more detailed map, and I'll explain to you more my thinking. But until then, have a nice and safe one, and keep a weather eye to the sky.